I almost destroyed my marriage in one night. I've been married for 10 years. We have a life that looks normal from the outside routines, responsibilities, the whole suburban rhythm. And for the most part, I love my wife deeply. But one night, a year and a half ago, I came within seconds of doing something that would have ruined everything. I've lived inside that what if ever since, and it's eating me alive. It started like any stupid, thoughtless night with friends. Drinks, laughter, sloppy music, the kind of evening where judgment takes a vacation and the parts of you that are usually polite and practical get sloppy. I'd had more than I should have. I knew it at the time, but I didn't stop. We were at a house party, a small group, no big drama. But there was one person there who I'll call S because I can't bring myself to use their name and because the details beyond that single fact don't help me heal. As flirted, I reciprocated, and the social lubrication that booze provides made my brain do the thing it's never allowed to do sober. It started making plans it would never have made otherwise. Somewhere between the third and fifth drink, the flirting escalated. We ended up alone in a room. There was a moment, a very long, very loud moment in my head where I could feel the line approaching and felt with unnerving clarity myself stepping over it. I remember the raw magnetic pull of that choice like a physical thing. I remember thinking, if she doesn't walk in now, this is going to happen. I didn't have to rationalize it. I'd already started to commit emotionally. It was instant, ugly, and shameful. And then, as if the universe paused to correct my course, my wife walked in. She had come looking for me because she was worried, which, if I'm honest, is probably the thing that saved me. She opened the door and the entire scenario collapsed in a single, awful moment. I remember looking at her and feeling everything I'd just been on the verge of do evaporate instantly, replaced with nausea and a kind of mortified relief. S disappeared from the room as fast as S had arrived. My wife was calm, but she saw enough. I don't know how much she pieced together in that first minute, but she saw that something had gone wrong. We talked later. Later turned into a long, hard, repeated unraveling of what happened that night, why it happened, and what it meant. I was drunk. I said stupid things. I made horrible, selfish choices. She was devastated. She asked all the questions anyone would. Did anything happen? How long had it been going on in my head? Why would I put us at risk? I answered honestly, or as honestly as I could. I did not cheat physically that night. I stopped before it happened. But stopping wasn't the same as not being willing to do it. That distinction, the almost, has been both my salvation and my curse. She forgave me. That's the part I keep repeating to myself because it's the only thing that saved our marriage. She forgave me. She refused to walk away. She said she wanted to try, that she loved me, and that she didn't want our story to end on that moment. She's brought it up from time to time since then, not to torture me, I think, but because it haunts her and she needs reassurance that I'm not capable of the same kind of betrayal in the future. I get that. I expected that. I deserve that. But here's the thing that's been slowly killing me. I can't forgive myself. The guilt isn't a passing feeling. It's a background noise that's become the main soundtrack of my life. I find myself angry and contemptuous not just of what I almost did, but of myself as a person. I catch myself looking down on other men who've done similar things, and then I hate myself for that too because it's hypocritical and cruel. I am constantly measuring myself against the absolute worst version of me, the version that was about to cross a line, and I keep failing that test. The result is a split in my head between logic and emotion. Logically, I see what we have. I see my wife's patience and the years of shared life that would be thrown away by one reckless decision. I see that she wants to rebuild and that she's actively choosing to try. Emotionally, I'm convinced I don't deserve that choice. I tell myself that staying is selfish because I'm taking her forgiveness and living with the pain of it hanging over us. I tell myself that the only true atonement is to remove myself entirely, to leave, to give up our shared time, to make my absence the price for my almost betrayal. I don't want to leave because I want to be with someone else. I want to leave because I think that's the only clean way to keep her from being haunted by me, the only way to truly pay for what I merely did. I've brought this up before, the whole I should leave line. She doesn't understand it. Every time I say it, she looks bewildered and hurt, like I'm trying to punish her for my own failure. She asked me why I would toss away 10 years of marriage because of what happened in one drunken night. She points out that quitting now would validate my worst behavior and would be an easier way out than doing the slow, hard, humiliating work of earning trust again. She's right on the surface, but my heart is a messy, irrational place where guilt feels like love expressed through sacrifice. I believe, irrationally, that leaving would be the last loving thing I could give her, that my absence would spare her from ever needing to forgive me again. I hate that I think this way. I hate that my shame is so powerful. It wants to destroy the only person trying to save me from myself. I hate that forgiveness from her feels like an indictment rather than a relief. I want to be better. I want to deserve the forgiveness she's given me. I go to therapy sometimes. I try to be present. I tell myself the right things, and I still wake up with the same knot of self-loathing. I don't expect you to tell me what to do. I don't even know what I want from writing this. Maybe it's a confession. Maybe it's a plea for punishment. Maybe it's an apology I've already given 1,000 times to the person I hurt the most and to myself. Maybe I want to be exposed so I can finally stop hiding from the man I almost became. If there's any small humility or honesty I can claim, it's this. I stopped before I cheated. I admitted it. I didn't hide it. I've tried to make real changes since that night. But those facts don't quiet the part of me that thinks I'm irredeemable. I live in the paradox of being forgiven and not feeling forgiven. So here I am, throwing this onto the internet because it's easier to be anonymous and honest here than it is across my own kitchen table. I know there are people out there who've done worse and people who've been betrayed and never recovered. I have no illusions about moral high ground. I only know the particular personal hell of being loved while believing you don't deserve it. If anything comes from this, I hope it's that someone else reads it and realizes that almost is a dangerous place to live. It's not safety. It's a warning sign. I don't have a tidy resolution to offer. I'm still here, still trying, still failing sometimes, still hoping the next honest thing I do, whether it's staying and changing or leaving and accepting the consequences, will be the thing that finally quiets the guilt. This is my confession. I almost cheated. I didn't. I was found out. I was forgiven. I still can't forgive myself. I don't know how to live with that and still be the husband she deserves.